So if you're waiting until you have thousands of followers before you start taking your online business seriously, I want to save you a lot of frustration because one of the biggest myths in affiliate marketing and online business in general is that you need a massive audience before you can make money. And honestly, I honestly believe that for a long time. I used to look at people online with huge followings, thousands of subscribers, tens of thousands of followers, and hundreds of comments. And I used to get a little jealous, to be honest, because I thought that was what you had to have. And I think to myself, of course they're making money, and it took me a long time to figure it out. I started believing that success online was mostly about numbers. More followers, more subscribers, more views, and more reach. But over time, I realized something really important. Numbers are not really nearly as important as trust. And once you understand that, everything changes. Now, don't get me wrong, growing your audience is really important. And of course it is. The more people who discover your content, the more opportunities you have to help people. But here's where beginners get stuck. They think no one will listen to me until I have a large audience. I was a beginner at one point, and this really is something that you think. But the reality is, often the reality is the opposite. You build a large audience because people listen to you, not the other way around. And that distinction matters because if you're constantly looking at your subscriber count and your view count and your follower count, you're measuring all the wrong things. What you should be asking yourself is, am I helping people? Am I building the trust? Am I improving with every piece of content that I put out there? Because those definitely are the things that eventually will create your growth. I learned this lesson the hard way. When I first started trying to build an online business, I was still spending long periods at sea. And I've been at sea 55 years. It's been a long time. I do a lot of periods at sea, miss out on all my family stuff, or have missed out on all that. So as you can understand why I'm doing affiliate marketing. If you ever worked away from home for weeks or months at a time, you know how valuable time becomes. You stop wanting shortcuts. You stop wanting flashy promises, and you start looking for things that actually work. And one thing I noticed very quickly was that many people online were obsessed with audience size. I see it all the time. You probably do too. Everything seems or seemed to revolve around numbers. You hear people saying this is a numbers game, but not in that way, it's not. Not in the way of how many followers or how many subscribers or how many views. No. And while those things can be very useful, they don't tell the whole story, do they? Because I've seen people with large audiences who struggle to make sales. And I've seen people with really small audience or audiences that build successful businesses. Why? Because trust matters more than the traffic. You have to get people to trust you. Would you rather have 10,000 people who barely know who you are, or 500 people who really trust you completely? For me, the answer is pretty obvious, because that creates action. Trust creates action, I should say. Trust creates engagement, and trust creates relationships. And that's why I believe beginners should focus much less on chasing numbers and much more on helping people, especially on YouTube. Because YouTube gives you something incredibly powerful: the ability to build trust at scale. Every video is an opportunity for someone to get to know you, to decide whether they trust you or not. So that is why I love the long form content on YouTube, because trust doesn't usually happen in 10 seconds. Trust happens through conversations. Trust happens through consistency and through showing up over and over again. Now, I know what some people might be thinking. That's all very nice, Stephen, but I only have a handful of subscribers. Good. That's what I say. Good. Because every successful channel started exactly the same way. And that includes mine. Everybody's, including mine. I never had any subscribers when I started. I only started with them after a first video or two. I got a few subscribers. With a handful of subscribers, nobody starts at 10,000. Nobody starts at 100,000. Every creator you follow today started with absolutely zero subscribers. The difference is that they kept going long enough for people to find them. And you have to keep uploading. You have to keep playing the game. You have to be consistent for people to find you. And it is the easiest form of doing it, YouTube. Trust me on that one. And honestly, that's where you'll find that most beginners lose. Not because they aren't capable, not because they aren't talented, but because they become discouraged by small numbers. And trust me, I understand that feeling very much. There were times when I uploaded content and hardly anybody saw it. Times when I wondered if it was worth continuing. Times when I questioned whether I was wasting my time. But looking back now, I'm glad I kept going. I've made quite a lot of videos now. I just keep going. And I keep trying to teach people how to do affiliate marketing on YouTube, with YouTube. People over 50, like yourselves. And the thing is, I kept going because every video was teaching me something. Every upload was helping me to improve. And every piece of content, of course, was another opportunity for someone to discover my message. And that's how growth actually happens. Just means you have to be consistent. So your growth happens slowly, quietly, and most likely one person at a time. And I think that's something many beginners need to hear, because the internet often makes success look instantaneous. But for most, it isn't instant. It's accumulated. It's built through consistency, like I keep saying, and I have been saying. It's built through trust, which I keep saying, and I have been saying. It's built through repetition. And yes, you have to repeat yourself again and again, like I do. That's why I always encourage people to stop comparing themselves to giant channels. Comparison creates discouragement, and discouragement creates inconsistency. Instead, compare yourself to who you were 6 months ago. Are you speaking more confidently? Are you creating better content? Are you helping people more effectively? Now, if the answer is yes to that, then you're making progress, and progress is what matters. You don't need everyone. You only need your people who connect with your story, and you'll tell your story a lot. So you need people that connect with your story, the people who relate with your experiences, and the people who trust your message. For me, that's often people over 50, because I'm getting on a bit myself. People looking for a simpler path, and I love simplicity, of course. People tired of all the crap and the hype. That's me. And people who want a realistic advice. And that's what I try to give by giving the advice of doing your affiliate marketing in YouTube or through YouTube. Because I understand those people, and it's easier to speak directly to them. And that's another lesson I wish I had have learned sooner. You don't need to appeal to everyone. Never. You just need to help the right people. And when you do that consistently, your growth becomes much easier. People can tell when you're speaking from experience. And the one reason I often talk about myself working at sea is not because it's dramatic, not because it's unique, but because it's real. It's very real. It's part of my story, and stories build connections. Connections build your trust, and trust builds your business. And that's how it all works. Not through chasing numbers, but through building relationships. Now, if you're watching this and feeling discouraged by a small audience, I want you to remember something. Every subscriber is a real person. Every view is a real person. Every comment is a real person. And if you can help one person today, you're already doing something worthwhile. And then tomorrow, help another and another, because that's how audiences grow. One relationship at a time. Now, if you're trying to build an online business without all the hype and the confusion, that's exactly what I'm trying to teach you. It's exactly what my channel's all about. Simple affiliate marketing, simple YouTube growth, and simple systems for beginners, especially for people over 50 who want a realistic path forward. Be consistent. And if you like to see the exact beginner-friendly system I'm using today, I put together a free guide with PDFs in the description below. Just pick that up and take some action on it. Don't throw it in a file somewhere and forget about it. You'll never be doing affiliate marketing through YouTube or affiliate marketing on any platform if you don't take some action. And remember this, you don't need thousands of followers to start making progress online. You need trust, you need consistency, and you need patience to keep showing up. Because sometimes a small audience that trusts you is far more valuable than a huge audience that certainly doesn't. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you on the next video. Remember, give me a thumbs up so that people our age can see these videos. They may want to start affiliate marketing through YouTube. Let's help everybody out. Anyway, please subscribe too, and I'll see you in the next video, or you can watch the video that's up in this corner here, and keep following me. I'll speak to you soon. Steve out for now.